The temple gate stood under cherry blossoms, but a hand blocked Suta's way before he could reach the threshold.
You actually dared to show your face. Did you think we'd welcome a traitor?
Not you! You abandoned the family for 3 years! You don't deserve to mourn him!
I never abandoned anyone. I called him every night, even from overseas.
The priest already struck you from the family list. Leave now, or I'll throw you out myself.
Beyond the gate, the priest stood beside the funeral altar, but he said nothing, his silence an agreement.
Grandfather wasted his love on you. Now, do the decent thing and disappear.
Maybe they're right. If I really mattered, I wouldn't be standing outside.
Suta turned and walked away, the cherry blossoms falling like silent tears.
Finally! Now the funeral can honor someone who actually deserves it.
Suta ended up on a bench under the cherry trees, his hands trembling. The cousin's words still cut through him.
Every night, I saw him smile through the screen. He never said I wasn't family.
A memory surfaced. His grandfather's face on a tablet, laughing at a small joke, always asking when he'd come home. Then footsteps on the stone path. A soft voice broke through the silence.
Soda? I've been looking for you. I'm so sorry for what happened back there. He wanted you to have this. Grandfather said it was for you alone.
Koharu pressed a cream envelope into his hands. Red wax sealed it shut, his name written in familiar handwriting.
Why are you helping me? You'd be the first.
Because I know the truth about you, and I made a promise to him.
Suta stared at the envelope. Its weight shifted something inside him, and the silence began to tip. Suta broke the wax seal. The paper inside smelled faintly of his grandfather's study.
That handwriting. I'd know it anywhere. He wrote this for me.
My dear Suta, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Trust Koharu. She's the only one who stayed. Find Mr. Tatsuya. The will I left will tell you everything.
The will? There's a will? He never told me.
He said that Mr. Tatsuya has it sealed away. He made sure only you could inherit what mattered. I was with him at the hospital every day. He made me promise I'd find you and give you that letter.
But the others, they said I abandoned him. Why would he trust me?
Because you were the one who called. Every single night he'd smile at the screen and say, "That's my boy."
Suta's throat tightened, but he stood up. The letter folded carefully against his chest.
Then take me to him. If there's a way to honor his wishes, I won't let those 3 stop me again.
Suta and Koharu rushed to Mr. Tatsuya's office, but the door was locked. A note on the glass read, "Gone to the temple."
He went there, so we have to go back. Right now.
They retraced their steps to the temple, the cherry blossoms now falling in heavier clusters, as if the sky itself mourned. The temple gates still stood open, but inside they heard the low chant of the priest and the murmur of mourners.
They're already in the middle of the service. There's a side door used by the caretakers. We can slip in unnoticed.
She guided him through a narrow passage. They emerged beside a wooden pillar, the main hall visible through hanging incense smoke. Akira stood at the front, head bowed in apparent grief. Megumi's hand rested on the altar as if she owned it. Kenta glowered at anyone who moved.
They barred me from the gate, and now they're playing the grieving family in front of everyone.
The priest's chant rose and fell. No one noticed the 2 shadows in the back, watching the ritual they had been denied.
When the service ends, Mr. Tatsuya will be here. We'll wait. It's not over yet.
The last chant faded, and the mourners rose, their black shapes drifting toward the temple entrance. Among them, a silver-haired man in a 3-piece suit stopped cold, his gaze finding the shadows where Suta and Koharu hid.
Suta? This is where you've been? The cousins told everyone you'd refused to attend, that you never showed.
Refused? They physically blocked me at the gate. The priest struck my name from the list. I never refused anything. I've been trying to get in this whole time.
Then we have much to discuss. Meet me at my office in 1 hour, and don't let the others see you leave with me.
Tatsuya slipped away through a side door. Suta and Koharu waited a few minutes, then walked out separately, the cherry blossoms swirling around their silent steps.
He definitely knows something. I could see it in his eyes. This is all about the will.
Maybe I've been wrong all along. Maybe I do have a right to be part of this family.
An hour later, they stood before Tatsuya's office. The same note hung on the glass, but now the door swung open, warm lamplight spilling onto the doorstep.
Come inside. What I'm about to tell you will change everything.
I'm ready.
Inside, the office smelled of old paper and leather. Tatsuya gestured to two chairs facing his desk, then locked the door behind them.
I'll be direct. Your grandfather left a will, sealed in this office. The reading is set for tomorrow morning. I've already notified all heirs.
Tomorrow? Then the funeral wasn't the end. He planned for this.
Your cousins have been pressuring me to destroy it. They offered money, threats, even tried to get a court order. I refused every time.
They tried to destroy the will? So they knew what it said would expose them.
From his desk, Tatsuya produced a cream envelope, thicker than the first, the red wax seal unbroken. He slid it across the wood.
Your grandfather wrote this letter alongside the will. It's a copy. The original remains sealed. But he wanted you to read these words now.
To my grandson Suta, in the years I spent alone, your voice was my light. Never doubt that you are my true heir.
He really did know. Even from far away, he knew.
Now you see why tomorrow matters. The reading will not be easy. The cousins will fight. But the truth is on your side.
That evening, Tatsuya's office was silent except for the ticking clock. Then the door rattled under a fist.
You think you can ignore us? We know you've been talking to Soda behind our backs.
I'm a lawyer. I talk to many people. What do you want?
We have a newer will, signed just before he died. It names us the heirs. Suda gets nothing.
Tatsuya took the paper, his fingers tracing the signature. The ink bled wrong, the loops too stiff.
This seal isn't the one your grandfather used, and his signature was never this shaky. You've created a fake.
You can't prove that. It's real.
Forgery is a crime. If you leave now and never present this again, I might not report it. Push me, and you'll face the court.
You'll regret this, old man. We'll make sure Suta pays for your interference.
The three stormed out, leaving Tatsuya alone with the forged paper. The clock ticked again, but the air was charged with a new danger. Morning light fell weakly through the study's paper screens. The family gathered stiff-backed, the patriarch's portrait watching over them.
Let's get this over with. We all know where the old man's loyalty should have been placed.
This is the true will, sealed as the law requires. Sit, all of you.
Objection! That thing's invalid! There was a later document, you're hiding it.
Your later document was a poorly made forgery. I have it in my safe. The court will see it if you persist.
Tatsuya broke the seal. The crack echoed in the silent room. He unfolded the paper and began to read the preamble.
To my grandson Suta, each night your call came, I felt less alone. You carried my heart across the world. This is my last gift.
Even now, he's speaking for me. They can't twist this.
Megumi's smugness cracked. Kenta's fists clenched. Akira's face flushed, but he stayed silent, waiting for the next words.
This is the will's heart. Now the estate.
Tatsuya's voice dropped into the silence, each word a stone cast into still water.
I leave the entirety of my estate, including the Kamakura property and business shares, to my grandson Suta, the one who never forgot me.
The room fractured. Soda's breath caught. Koharu's hand flew to her mouth. And across the table, the cousin's composure shattered.
Impossible! He was delirious! This isn't legal!
You fix this. Suda paid you off. I'll tear that paper apart.
Show me that document. Let me see the signature. I know it's forged.
Sit down, all of you. The will is valid under law, and there is more to come.
From his briefcase, Tatsuya withdrew a smaller envelope, its red seal still unbroken, bearing Suta's name in the old man's hand.
Your grandfather left a second sealed letter. But this one is for Suta and Koharu alone. I do not have permission to read it.
The cousins froze, fury turning to panicked calculation. The reading wasn't over, it had only just begun to draw blood. Akira lunged across the table, fingers grasping at the air. Megumi's veil shook with fury, and Kenta knocked his chair backward.
That envelope is a trick! You and Suta are conspiring to alter the will behind our backs!
It is not yours to demand. Your grandfather's instructions are clear. Suta and Koharu together, and no other.
This is a conspiracy. The little tramp and the exile are scheming to steal everything from us.
One more outburst, and I will have the authorities escort you out. The will is executed as it stands.
The three cousins rose in unison, chairs screeching on the wood. For a moment, the threat of violence hung in the air.
Fine, but this isn't over. We'll drag you through every court, and we'll make sure your precious reputation is destroyed, Sota.
They stormed out, the door slamming so hard the portrait on the wall shuddered. Silence pressed into the room. Suta and Koharu remained, the smaller envelope still on the table, its red seal glowing like an unspoken promise.
What could he have written that needed us both? The whole truth is in that paper.
Tatsuya bowed quietly and withdrew, leaving them alone with the small envelope. The study fell into a heavy, waiting silence.
I'm nervous. This letter could change everything between us forever.
He wanted us together. That means he trusted you as much as he trusted me.
Together, they broke the seal. The paper whispered open, revealing 2 pages of the old man's steady, familiar hand. Koharu, you who held my hand at the end, I name you co-trustee. Use this key to open the study safe and find the truth together with Suta.
Co-trustee. He truly saw me as part of this family.
A small brass key fell from the envelope and clinked on the dark wood of the desk. Behind the patriarch's portrait, they found the safe. Inside, stacks of papers and a worn leather journal waited. The journal recorded the cousins' theft, funds drained from the business month after month, signed by Akira and Megumi.
They stole from him while he lay dying. This is the weapon we needed all along.
Koharu's voice dropped, pulling Suta back from the journal into a room he had never seen.
You need to know what happened before he died. It wasn't just the will, he planned every detail for us.
In the sterile white room, she held the tablet steady as the old man's tired eyes found the camera.
He said, Suta, I have left everything for you. Don't let them take it.
Later, the cousins arrived, not with flowers, but with documents and demands.
They made him sign something while he could barely lift his hand. I tried to stop them, but they threatened to have me removed.
That night, he wrote the second letter by lamplight, sealing it with wax as if it were his final act.
He told me, Koharu, you'll be protected. I've made sure of it. I didn't understand until now.
The video message still existed, hidden in the safe along with the evidence of the cousins' greed.
I promised him I'd give you that letter. I never imagined it would lead to all this.
The next morning, the study door swung open. Akira and Megumi strode in, a thick envelope thrust forward like a weapon.
The will won't stand. We have doctor affidavits proving grandfather's mental decline. This is a contestable document.
But we're reasonable. Sign over half the estate and we'll drop the challenge. No public mess.
Your affidavits are fabricated. I have the original medical reports, signed by 3 doctors. He was fully lucid.
And the journal. They embezzled while he was dying. If this goes to court, they'll be exposed for fraud.
They want me to pay them to hide their own crimes. That's not a settlement. It's a cover-up.
Take the deal, Suta. Court will destroy your reputation, drain your money. Half is better than nothing.
No. I'm not buying your silence. I'll submit the journal and the real will to court tomorrow.
Suta peeled back the cover of the worn leather journal. The weight of his decision pressed the room into a breathless pause.
I'll file the motion this afternoon. The truth will decide, and your threats won't stop it.
The craft shop's back office became their war room. Boxes of ledgers, call logs, and bank statements piled high under the dim lamp.
Every transaction the cousins touched, they drained something. The evidence is damning, but building the case feels like carrying his ghost.
Koharu sifted through the call logs, each entry a small proof of love. She paused at one line, a 30-minute call on the night before he died.
He talked about you in that call. Said your voice kept him fighting. I think he knew it would be his last.
Her voice caught on the words, and the air grew heavy with unsaid things.
He was saying goodbye, and I didn't even realize it.
The distance between them collapsed. Her breath touched his cheek, their shadows merging in the moonlight. Then a shrill buzz from his phone, a reminder of the hearing. The spell flickered, but their hands remained, not fully pulling away.
Tomorrow the fight begins, but tonight I am not alone.
They packed the final bundles of evidence and turned off the lights, the dawn promising the battle ahead. The probate court chamber smelled of polished wood and old paper. The judge's bench rose before them, and Tatsuya stood ready, case files stacked like armor.
Your Honor, here is the forged will they attempted to submit, and this journal documents systematic embezzlement from the deceased's business.
Objection! That journal is a fabrication. Suta wrote it to destroy us.
The handwriting matches your own, Akira. The bank stamps are genuine. The forensic accountant's report is attached.
The judge's voice cut through the murmurs, calling Suta forward. With all eyes on him, Suta rose, his heart beating against his ribs.
I called him every night for 3 years. I never missed a single day. I couldn't be there physically, but my heart never left Kamakura. He told me once that my voice was the only thing that cut through his loneliness. I just wanted him to know he wasn't alone.
Megumi's face went slack. Akira's lawyer sank into his chair, offering no further objection. The silence was heavier than any outburst.
Your Honor, the evidence is irrefutable. The true will stands, and the embezzlement will be addressed in a separate filing. We request the will be validated.
The judge nodded slowly. I find the will valid under law. A full ruling will be issued within the week. The gavel struck wood, sealing the tension. After the hearing, Suta and Koharu walked toward the temple gate. The cousins materialized from behind the stone lanterns, blocking the path once more.
Wait, we're not here to fight. Please, Suta, just hear us out.
Our lives are over if you press charges. We'll lose everything. We're begging you for mercy.
You humiliated me at his funeral, tried to forge a will, and stole from him while he lay dying. Why should I show any mercy?
Because we were wrong. We were jealous of his love for you, and fear took over. We have no excuse.
We're asking not for money, but to walk away with some scrap of dignity. Just let us go.
Suta and Koharu moved to the bench under the cherry trees. Her hand rested on his arm, grounding him.
Your grandfather wrote about peace. Maybe this is the path he would have wanted for everyone.
I'll send a small monthly allowance. But you leave Kamakura forever. You never interfere again.
The three bowed in silent acceptance. Then they turned and walked away, swallowed by the falling petals. A week later, a thick envelope with the probate court's seal arrived at Tatsuya's office. He opened it with steady hands.
Suta, Koharu. The final ruling is here. Please come sit. It's official now.
They gathered in the estate study, the patriarch's portrait watching over them once more. Tatsuya broke the court seal and read aloud.
The will is declared fully validated. Suta Takeshi is the sole legal heir. Koharu Fuji is confirmed as co-trustee of all properties and business holdings.
A single sheet recorded the striking of the forged will and the dismissal of all challenges. The words carried the final weight of law.
This is real now. The estate, the business, the responsibility, it's all ours.
I'm not just a helper anymore. Grandfather truly saw me as family.
Tatsuya handed over a ring of keys, each one heavy with doors that now belonged to them. The metal was cold, but the promise was warm. Outside, the cherry blossoms continued to fall, indifferent to the legal battles that had reshaped a family. But inside, something new had been forged. Suta and Koharu looked at each other across the desk, the will's last clause still unread between them, a separate letter grandfather had left for another day. That afternoon, Suta and Koharu walked the familiar path to the family grave, a tablet in Koharu's hand holding the one voice they had been waiting to hear.
I've waited to see this. He recorded it for both of us.
He's still reaching out. What did he need to say that couldn't be written?
They knelt beside the grave, the stone cool under the cherry blossoms. Koharu's finger pressed play, and the screen blossomed with his tired, gentle smile. Suta, Koharu, if you're seeing this together, then everything happened as I hoped. You found the truth. I know what you endured. You proved what family truly means. Thank you for being the heart I couldn't give the others. Koharu's tears fell. Her hand crossed the space to find his.
He knew we'd be here together. He planned for us to heal each other.
I used to think I was alone, but he gave me you.
The video ended, and the silence was filled with cherry blossoms, as if he were still watching over them. The craft shop reopened with polished shelves and morning light. Koharu arranged pots while Suta sorted orders, their teamwork effortless.
I never imagined we'd have regulars again so quickly. It feels like the town remembers what this place meant.
Watching her smile in the sunlight, the shop doesn't just feel like a business anymore. It feels like a home.
The cash register hummed. Boxes and receipts passed between them in easy rhythm, the quiet hum of a life rebuilt. While clearing a storage closet, Suta's fingers found a small wooden box. Inside, a faded photograph curled at the edges. The photo showed two children, so clearly him and Koharu, on grandfather's lap under a cherry tree.
Koharu, look at this. We were together back then too. He always had us side by side.
I never saw this before. He really did plan for us from the very beginning.
They stood close, the photo between them. The years collapsed. The silence held more than words could. When the afternoon bell chimed, their hands brushed more often, glances lingering a little longer than before. Closing the shop that evening, Suta asked Koharu to walk with him. The cherry blossom path was quiet, golden light filtering through the petals.
Koharu, I've been afraid to say this out loud, but I don't want us to be just partners anymore.
What do you mean?
I love you. I think I have for a long time. Every good thing in my life now has you in it.
I was so scared you only saw me as a co-trustee. I love you too, Suta.
Her words broke the last wall between them. He stepped closer, his hand rising to brush a stray tear from her cheek.
Then let me be the one who never leaves. Not for a posting, not for anything. I'm home now.
Then hold me. Please.
They came together, arms wrapping tightly, the world falling away. Cherry blossoms eddied around them, soft as a blessing. The sun sank lower, painting the temple gate in the distance. Suta had walked away from it once, but now he had walked toward everything. 1 year later, the cherry blossoms bloomed again, and the path to the grave looked just as it had when he first returned, except now Suta walked it hand in hand with Koharu.
We did it, Grandpa. The shop is thriving. The business you built outlasted them.
We keep the tea warm for customers who remember you. They still bring flowers.
Suta placed a fresh bouquet against the stone. The allowances he sent each month to the cousins were never acknowledged, but he didn't need a reply. The mercy had been for himself, not for them, a final severing of the bitterness that had almost kept him from this life.
He knew I loved him. That knowledge is worth more than anything else they took.
Koharu squeezed his hand, and the wind carried petals across the name carved into the granite. Back at the shop, the bell over the door chimed in welcome, and the shelves held new pottery and old memories. Suta stepped outside for a moment, watching the cherry blossoms fall against the temple roof in the distance.
He built me a home. I just had to walk through the right door.
As dusk fell, the craft shop's windows glowed like lanterns. A small wooden sign swung outside. Reopened.
Suda? The tea is getting cold, and you still haven't chosen a glaze.
Just a second. I was looking at the temple.
He took one last glance at the distant gate, then stepped inside, the door chiming behind him. Inside, Koharu stood by the counter, holding a teapot. Her smile was all the welcome he needed.
You think about him every time you look at that gate, don't you?
I used to. But now I just think about what he gave us.
They shared a laugh, the sound carrying through the open door into the cherry blossom air. Outside, petals drifted past the sign, past the temple, as if blessing something that had been mended. And so, the grandson who was turned away at the gate built a home that no one could lock him out of.